There's a local comic book writer who's about a week away from a nationwide release that's been years in the making. Cody's getting the details.
Yeah, this is so much fun. Mitchell Martinez joining us right now. Tell us all about Wannabees. But Mitchell, tell them, you had this idea back when you were a kid. You were like, what, 15 years old?
Yes, that's right. And I first came up with the idea of the actual character, the superhero called Zapster. I first came up with the idea back when I was like 15. I was just like, just kind of mulling around ideas of just like, okay, if I were to come up with a superhero, what would it be like? And then just like one day as I was leaving school, this like literally hit me like a bolt of lightning, which is appropriate since this guy is like, he has electrical powers.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay,
and what?
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, I didn't really start actively pursuing it until I was in college, where I found up in Sacramento, there's this company called Scattered Comics, which is owned by this really awesome guy named Jason Doob, who represents a lot of freelance artists, and he got me in contact with a couple of artists. One of them didn't quite work out, but then the one I actually did end up working with, his name is Samir Simau. He's this actor, he's an artist who lives in South America, actually. And well, from there, I started like, working with him to put the comic together. We got a couple issues together, and I actually printed out some like earlier versions and started sending them to several companies who, well, most of them said no. But then Jason informed me that he actually knows an editor of this company right here, Scout Comics. So I started talking to him, and his name is Andrea Molinari. And from there, he helped me refine the book. Like, I had to make a couple of changes. Like originally, I had a different name for the hero and the comic itself. But well, working with him, I was able to like come up with.
That is quite a journey, my friend. Quite a journey. So tell us, who are the Wannabees? Set up the universe for us.
Well, Wannabees takes place in a world where superheroes have existed in real life since like about World War II, and Wannabees is specifically about these two boys, these two 15-year-old guys named Jordan West and Walter Waverly, who have like just like grown up on hero worship, have like always looked up to those superheroes both in comics and in their real life, and basically one day they get it into their heads that maybe they could be crime fighters, but as is showcased in issue 1, that's not exactly easy, as they get their butts handed to them on more than one occasion. But then, well, I don't want to give too much away, but by the end of the issue, they actually do wind up getting superpowers. And as the following issues will show, well, basically they like learn the true harsh realities of what it actually means to both be a hero and fight crime, especially since they have differing ideologies on how to do that. Like, for example, Walter, who becomes this supervillain called the Drench, he ends up with water powers. Basically, he thinks that you should go all the way in, like, fighting crime and like, using lethal force and everything. But Jordan, who becomes Zapster, is just like, whoa, dude, we don't have the authority to do that.
Okay, don't give it away anymore. I want people to buy the comic book. Where can they get it?
Well, on June 8th, it is going to be in every comic book store or nationwide. So, like, anybody who lives in the Sacramento area, they can, like, go to A1 Comics or Empire Comics Vault and Art and Arcade. Basically, any comic book store around will have it. I've actually been hearing pretty good numbers about the pre-orders.
Fantastic, man. I'm so excited for that 15-year-old you, man. I think that is the coolest story. Thanks for joining us. Check it out. Wannabees is going to be in comic book stores all over the place. Back to you, Courtney.
Very cool. Thanks, Cody.